Friends, it was unfortunate that Sunita Williams and Butch Wilmore's Boeing Starliner spacecraft Calypso experienced technical problems and extended their stay on the International Space Station ISS from a week to February 2025, a year back. NASA considered the technical issues with the Starliner's propulsion system too risky for the crew to return, and it announced that the astronomers would instead return to Earth on a spacecraft, Crew Dragon spacecraft, which they eventually did. The vehicle on a mission called Crew 9 docked at the ISS, bringing some cheer to both the stranded astronauts and the scientists on the Earth. It ended up successfully. Both of them have come back. The flip side, however, has been a bolt from the blue for the scientific world. The unexpected extension allowed both the astronauts to become full-time crew members on the ISS, where they conducted spacewalks, maintaining the station, and participated in several scientific experiments. Be that as it may, there is one more spin-off of the inadvertent failure of the spacecraft for you and me for the future. With all the experiments and associated results, in not so distant future, you and me can also go to the outer space, roam around, look at the cosmos in all its splendor, and come back safely. That's what they too achieved. Sunita Williams and Butch Wilmore. This is space tourism, one of the most thrilling and ambitious frontiers in human exploration that they have allowed us. There is a burgeoning industry developing that seeks to make space travel accessible not just to astronauts and scientists, but to private individuals like you and me, seeking the experience of a lifetime. From suborbital flights to potential stays in orbiting hotels, space tourism is set to revolutionize the way we think about travel and exploration. As the industry evolves, it brings with it both exciting opportunities and significant challenges that we must navigate with care. Space tourism was almost, confined to science fiction. But recent advancements in technology and significant investments have brought it to the realm of possibilities. The idea of commercial space travel was first envisioned in the mid-20th century. But it wasn't until the 20th century that tangible steps were taken towards making it a reality. Early milestones included the space flight of Dennis Tito in 2001, who became the first private citizen to visit the ISS through a commercial arrangement with a Russian space agency. So, what all can we do in these exciting space journeys? For one, we can go on orbital or suborbital flights into space. Suborbital flights are currently the most feasible and commercially viable from a space tourism perspective. These flights reach the edge of the space, typically above the Kármán line at 100 kilometers altitude, but do not complete an orbit around the Earth. We will experience a few minutes of weightlessness, and can view the curvature of the Earth against the backdrop of space before descending back to our planet. Companies like Blue Origin and Virgin Galactic are leading the charge for us. Blue Origin's New Shepard rocket and Virgin Galactic Spaceship 2 have both made strides towards offering suborbital flights for the public, for you and me. Of course, all these are British American companies and currently charge a bomb to wander in space. Want to try that? Even more challenging and inspirational will be the orbital flights, where we could go into orbit around the Earth. However, it's more complex and even more expensive venture than suborbital flights, requiring spacecraft capable of reaching and maintaining the orbit because it will be constantly pulled down. The ISS, which orbits Earth approximately every 90 minutes, has hosted several private astronauts through agreements with space agencies. Companies such as SpaceX and Axiom Space are working to expand the orbital tourism by offering private missions to low Earth orbit. SpaceX's Crew Dragon spacecraft, for instance, has been used for private missions, including the recent inspirational mission which sent an all-civilian crew into orbit. Can we reach Moon and maybe Mars in future? Perfectly feasible. Companies like SpaceX and Blue Origin, which I have cited above, alongside international space agencies, are working on missions that could take us around the Moon or even Mars. Space tourism is not only about adventure and exploration. It's also a significant business opportunity. The commercial space industry is expected to grow substantially over the next few decades. According to various market analysis, the space tourism industry could be worth tens of billions of dollars by 2030. Besides the space tourism industry, it has the potential to drive economic growth, and create jobs as well, new jobs. It stimulates advancements in technology and innovation, encourages investment in space infrastructure, and creates new markets for products and services. Now, the industry also has the potential to inspire future generations of scientists, engineers, and explorers. Yes, there are risks associated, but then risks are there everywhere. The first commercial flight that operated way back in 1914, that too had risks. But then is that not life? Mark Zuckerberg says the biggest risk is not taking any risk. In a world that is changing really quickly, the only strategy that is guaranteed to fail is not taking risks. What a profound statement. With that, friends, I end today's space journey and with the belief that I'll be back the next Saturday. And until then, thank you. Dhanyawad and Namaskar.